remember before Ian Gary, before he was the face of the most hated man in the UFC, it was Paddy Pimblett. And then remember, Paddy Pimblett got hurt, had that long layoff. What happens? You forget. And he pops up like, oh, yeah, I like this guy. You totally forget why you didn't like him or why you sent him a DM being mean or whatever you messaged on his Instagram account. You're like, all right, oh, yeah, there's Paddy. I love Paddy. Paddy's fighting. That's cool. He's fighting Tony. Cool. Sign me up. So remember, Paddy, it goes through these waves. The MMA community is a prisoner of the moment. So Paddy Pimblett was the most hated guy for a long time, especially that fight that nobody thought he won, right? And just the way he handled it wasn't great. And I think he matured over, how long ago was that fight, Chin?
Jared Gordon?
Yeah. When he, him beating Jared Gordon was upset people. Him saying he thought he beat Jared Gordon upset people. Then you had the whole Barstool thing there, and he's asking for a bonus, remember? And then Portnoy's saying give him the bonus. And it was just like this perfect crap storm for people to be like, I'm off the Paddy wagon, and he was the
pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. But he was the belle of the ball for a hot second, and then it goes so fast, man. The community can change on you so fast, and for him, I think he learned from it. That was in December 10th. A straight up year off. Yeah. He kind of chilled on calling people out, chilled on criticizing people. And that's not Paddy. Like Paddy's a good kid. He has, as soon as you meet him, the vibes, like he's a special person. And that wasn't him. And I think his team, when he got hurt, said, all right, let's stop all these antics. Let's stop all, the money talk, you don't need to fight on short notice because you make so much money doing this. And the whole Barstool thing, it's becoming a gimmick. Like the gig's up. Let's focus on fighting. Let's focus on getting back to fighting and kicking ass. And it's the best time to do it because they're taking the mitts off of Paddy Pimblett. He's been built. Like there's a period for guys with Sugar Sean. They did this with other fighters. They do this where they're gonna build that fighter in hopes that he's the next big thing, and then it's kind of shit or get off the pot. Paddy's right there. UFC goes, all right, we did it, man. We did it. You're a big star. You're a big star before he came to us. We've given you the proper fight, so the American fan base tunes in. It's time to shit or get off the pot. It's the last one. Here's Tony Ferguson, older guy, legend, regarded as one of the best 155ers back in the day. Mm-hmm. This is a very winnable fight for you. After this, it's time to get going. So his team knows that. So let's just stop all the crap we're doing, and let's get to work. He came in great shape. He looked good. His striking's better. Still has a long ways to go. He's still leading with his chin first instead of his, sitting back on his punches. And there's a lot of that you could criticize on his striking, but it got a lot better from that Jared Gordon fight. So there's improvement there. You can tell he's been working hard. His body looked good. He looked tight, looked in shape. So the cornrows. So he looked like a different fighter. He looked more focused. This is a no-win for him. You're not going to win any fans beating Tony Ferguson, but it's all good. But remember, Paddy was Ian Gary a little bit, obviously not with the cuck stuff, but where people were, he was beloved and then he was so hated. And Paddy's like, how did this happen overnight? When you go back and you look at the steps, like I get how they got to that conclusion. So now that's gone. There's always going to be some people they just can't move on. They have whatever reason to hate Paddy or Ian that's stuck in their brain, and they just can't move on. They're not open-minded. So then Ian Gary took that torch, and he's here. But again, him falling out, that goes to the wayside, and now it's Colby Covington. But again, Colby's not going to fight for a hot second, I assume. So there's going to be somebody else that steps in, as far as the hate wave goes. So, those guys give people, especially Colby. Colby embraces it. Like Ian Gary doesn't want to be hated. Paddy Pimblett definitely doesn't want to be. You can tell it bothers Paddy Pimblett. He's a nice kid, man. So he doesn't want that. He just made some, he's young. He made some errors. Ian Gary doesn't want that.